Hey, what's going on YouTube, and welcome back to Tech Conversations. I am your host Guillermo, and I am not a financial expert nor licensed professional. If you plan on investing in the stock market, please consult one first and invest at your own risk. So I hope you're all having a great day today. It is December 27th. Hope you're all having a great weekend so far. In today's video, I want to talk about buying puts on Robinhood. A few weeks ago, I made a video where I talked about buying calls on Robinhood. I'll put a link to that video in the description below, but I did promise you guys that I would also cover buy and put options on Robinhood. Now, I usually don't talk about buying options because I prefer to sell options. In my opinion, it's less risky and I've had more success doing so. However, we cannot neglect the fact that selling options can be very expensive for some people, especially with stocks like Tesla and Amazon. So before I get into that, all I ask is that you guys hit the like button down below and subscribe, guys. It really helps out the channel. You need to make sure that you've enabled options trading on Robinhood. So the way you do that is you go into your settings on Robinhood and you go over to this options trading section, and then there will be a link or a button here that'll say something like enable options trading. You need to click on that in order to enable options trading. Once you've done that, you can head on over to whatever stock you want to trade options with. So for this demo, we're going to be using Apple stock. So let's head on over to Apple, and then on the right side here, you'll see this button that'll say something like trade Apple options. We're going to click on this, and this is going to show us all the options for this stock. Now, firstly, if we take a look up here on the top left, we see that we get a couple of different options here. Firstly, we see buy and we see sell, because we can buy options and we can sell options. In this video, we're focusing on buying options. Secondly, as you can see, there's two options over here because we can buy calls, we can buy puts. Again, I already made a video where I talk about buying calls. Link to that in the description below. In today's video, we want to focus on buying puts. Now, the next thing I want to take a look at is this drop down here. This drop down allows us to choose what the expiration date for our contract is. Now, generally speaking, most investors choose further out expiration dates. The reason being is that you want to give the stock enough time to move in the direction that you want it to move. Buying a put is a bearish strategy. You do want the price of the stock to go down. And so you do want to give the stock enough time to go down to the price that you want it to go down. Now, keep in mind that the further expiration date you choose, the more the option is going to cost. So we're just going to leave it as December 31st for this demo. Now, I want to also start off here by actually talking about what the definition of buying a put actually means. What does it actually mean to buy a put? So when you buy a put, you have the right but not the obligation to sell 100 shares of the stock at the strike price that you chose anytime before the expiration date, right? So for example, if I wanted to buy this put right here, we can see that the strike price is $130 per share. This means that any time before December 31st, if I wanted to exercise this, I could sell 100 shares of Apple at the price here of $130 a share. Now, of course, that means you'd have to have 100 shares of Apple, which most people don't. And so that leads me to my next point, which is most people don't actually exercise their contract. What they actually do is they sell it back to the market. Now, if I wanted to buy this put, how much would it cost me? Well, if you take a look here under the price column here, we'll see that this says $1.14. Now, that's per share. And like I just mentioned, each contract controls 100 shares. And so if we actually want to figure out how much this contract is going to cost us, we need to multiply this number by 100. And so that's going to be $114. And in fact, if we click on this plus sign and we enter the information here, like how many contracts we want, let's say we just want one contract, this is going to tell us that this is going to cost us about $114. And if we click on this review order, this will actually give us the definition of what this means, right? You're paying $114 for the right to sell 100 shares of Apple for $130 per share by December 31st. Again, most people aren't going to exercise it and sell 100 shares. Most people are just going to sell their contract back to the market. Now, with that being said, how can you actually make money by buying this put option? Well, if we click on here, this is going to expand and this is going to give us some very important information. And I'm talking mainly about the Greeks right here. As you can see, there's 5 Greeks, and we're going to be focusing on the first 4. Rho really isn't as important. You guys can search it up on your own and learn more about that. But again, it's not going to be as important as these first 4. So here's how we're going to make money when we buy this put option here. So let's first take a look at delta, which in my opinion is the most important Greek of them all. So delta tells us how much the value of this contract will change with a $1 increase or decrease of the share price. And so let me explain. Firstly, what we need to do here, right? These values are per share. And again, each contract has 100 shares. So we need to multiply all of these values by 100 to get the true value. So if we multiply delta by 100, it's going to be negative $33.79, right? And so what that means is that if Apple goes up by $1, the value of this contract is going to go down by $33.79. Because again, this is a bearish strategy. We don't want the price to go up. If the price of Apple starts to go up, we start to lose money, and we're going to lose negative $33.79 if this goes up by $1. After that happens, we add gamma to delta, and that's going to give us our new delta. Now, if the price of Apple goes down by $1, then the value of this contract is actually going to go up by $33.79, and then we would subtract gamma from delta to get our new delta. So again, we want the price of Apple to go down here. If it goes down by $1, we make money. The amount of money that we make is whatever delta is, and then delta is going to change again with respect to whatever gamma is. So that's how we usually make money. Next, we have theta here. So theta is how much the value of this contract is going to lose with time decay, right? When you buy options, time is not your friend. Time works against you. And so what theta tells us here, and again, we need to multiply this by 100, so it's going to be negative $12.98 here. What theta tells us here is that if we buy this put option in one day, just because of time decay, the value of this contract will lose $12.98, right? We're going to lose that much money just because of time decay. And so again, right, when you're buying an option, you need to be aware of time. You don't want so much time to go by because that's going to eat away at the value of your contract. And then we have Vega, and again, we need to multiply this by 100. So Vega in this situation is $6.68 a share. So Vega tells us how much the value of this contract will change by with a 1% change in implied volatility. So if implied volatility goes up by 1%, then the value of this contract will go up by $6.68 a share. However, if implied volatility drops by 1%, the value of this contract will go down by $6.68 a share, right? So ultimately speaking, when you buy a put option, you want implied volatility to go up because that will also increase the price of your option because again, every time this goes up by 1%, the value of your contract goes up by whatever Vega is. And again, you don't want to keep these contracts for such a long time because time does work against you. So again, if the price of Apple right now drops by $1, this contract will go up by $33.79, which means you just made $33.79. At that point, you can sell your option back to the market. And the way you would do that is you would actually just go to sell, and you would sell the exact same put, exact same strike price, exact same expiration. And of course, the contract would be worth $33.79 more. However, though, remember, if Apple goes up by $1, now the value of your contract will go down by $33.79, which means you just lost $33.79. Also keep in mind, theta gets bigger the closer that you get to expiration date. So again, it's very important that you keep, or that you are aware of time and how much time is passing by, because again, time works against you here when you buy an option. So that's how buying put options works. That's how you make money. You want the price of the stock to go down, because every time it drops by $1, the value of your contract will go up by whatever delta is. And then again, delta will change depending on whatever gamma is. Theta is working against you. Every single day that goes by, your contract loses money just because of time decay. And again, you want implied volatility to go up, because that's going to increase the value of your option. If implied volatility starts to drop, your option is going to lose value. So keep in mind that implied, options with high implied volatility can cause IV crush. IV crush is where implied volatility drops very quickly. For example, after an earnings report, implied volatility might drop like 100%. And again, every time this drops 1%, the value of your contract goes down by whatever Vega is. So that's how buy and put options works, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments section below. Check out the Discord, link to it in the description below. If any of you plan on using Robinhood in the future, feel free to use my referral link, which is also in the description below. If you sign up using my referral link, both you and I will receive one free stock, which is free money for both of us. So let's help each other out, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think, and I will see you guys next time.